YouTube, how are you today? In this video I'm going to explain to you why you'd want Wolf in your squad and why he is worth every dollar of his salary. For me, Wolf might be one of the strongest early game characters and you should consider picking him for your starting squad. To explain my thoughts on the topic, we should have a look at his talent, Jack of all trades. Jack of all trades lets you complete every operation like repairs, militia training, or wound treatment 33% faster, or approximately 33% faster. We'll have a look at that later. Besides that, Wolf is a pretty decent merc in all other factors, like his stats. And since he's low on experience and has decent wisdom, you can form him into a mercenary of your liking. Even though the Jack of all trades perk or his talent does not apply to the base operation time, it will greatly reduce the required time for everything that comes out on top of these base operation times. So, especially in the early game when you're low on income and you maybe even make a loss every day, you don't want to spend too much time on those necessary operations and get into the fight as quickly as possible again. And that's exactly where Wolf comes in handy. Especially for militia training, there is a trait to look out for, and that is teaching. For militia training, you want a high leadership mercenary with the teaching trait. And the teaching trait does stack for operations, so choosing 2 mercenaries might be the best idea. Okay, we're going to start our example with Steroid, and with only Steroid, to demonstrate you that you never ever want to train militia with just 1 mercenary. So Steroid has just a leadership of 9, which is pretty bad, and he doesn't have the teaching perk. So with Steroid alone, it takes 79 hours, or 3 days and 7 hours, to complete the training of 4 militia. And if you combine that with another mercenary which has low leadership like Igor, you're gonna see that this halves the time that you need to train the militia. And you can even better that if you choose a mercenary with the teaching skill. So let's switch out Igor and choose MD. His leadership is not much better than Igor's, but he has the teaching perk, so you're gonna see the difference. We had 1 day and 17 hours for Steroid and Igor, and now we have 1 day and 4 hours, so 28 hours compared to 41 hours if you switch out Igor for a mercenary who has the teaching perk. But let's compare this now to Wolf, who has the Jack of all trades trait. So we're gonna choose Wolf, who doesn't have a high leadership either, but you can see you also increased the time for militia training by quite an amount. So you reduced it from 28 hours Steroid with MD to 20.25 or 20 hours 15 minutes if you switch in Wolf. And this gets even better. Let's have a look at Kalyna, who has pretty decent leadership values. So we're gonna switch out Wolf and Steroid, choose Kalyna. See, for her alone it takes 2 days, and now we're gonna switch in a little better mercenaries. So let's continue with MD. With a teaching perk, it takes up 23 hours. Okay, that's a little bit far off. Steroid and Wolf were better, 20 hours 25 or 20 hours 15 minutes. Now we're at 23 hours. So let's switch out MD and take Wolf. And you're gonna see this is dropping again from 20 hours 15 minutes to 17 hours 30 minutes. And we can even better that if we switch out Wolf for a mercenary with high leadership. And you get the idea where this is going. So we're gonna choose Hitman, who also has the teaching perk. And we're gonna reduce the time to 16 hours. But things get better. Just wait for it. We're gonna switch out Kalyna, just so that we have Hitman, and then switch in MD. So now we have 2 times the teaching perk. and it drops to 15.5 or 15 hours 13 minutes. Let's switch out MD and take another mercenary with decent leadership and also the teaching perk. And it drops to 14. And now we switch out Buns for Wolf and see where we get there. And bam, we're at 12:45. This is pretty good. You can even increase the time, but then things will get a little bit expensive. In my opinion, the combination of Hitman and Wolf is the most cost-effective method to train your militia. But let's spice things a little bit up and switch out Wolf for your IMP mercenary. My IMP mercenary has a leadership value of 82, and let's see where this takes us. So from 12 hours 75 or 12 hours 45 minutes, we're dropping 2 hours to 10 hours and 45 minutes. This is pretty good, but you're losing out your IMP soldier. If you don't care about the IMP soldier too much, you could think about pushing his leadership value to 85 and just use him as a militia training combined with Hitman or Wolf. Because if we switch out Hitman and we take out Hitman, yeah, and we take in Wolf, so compare the leadership values. Hitman has 58 leadership, Wolf has 18 leadership. You're still at 11 hours 30 minutes, which is pretty good. So I made a few more tests, but the most interesting ones would be with Len, but Len is quite expensive as a mercenary, and with Radar, who has a decent cost, but he's very cost effective, and you can drop the training time for militia training down to 9 hours 30 minutes if you choose Radar. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching and have a nice one. See you next time.